Hi, my name is Jason. I'm the one we've been going back and forth with the weight gates. I just wanted to show you my setup, what my boat looks like, and describe some of the functionality of it to make sure that you are completely aware of what you've been looking at and there's no unexpected issues when it comes to if you decide to go ahead and go with it. First off, my boat is a 03 Super Launch 22 SSV, so it's the V drive. The hull is the same hull as most of the 03s, if not all of the 03s. I think the actual direct drives are the same. I just want to make sure you see exactly what it looks like and yours is the same one, because if it's not, we're going to have some issues. So that's what it looks like. This is the gates we've been talking about. You can see it's installed. Differences from what you've probably seen is the adding of this strap. That strap allows me to get rid of the screw knobs that you saw on the previous one that went into here. What I found is it sucks having to jump into the water to install these things when all you're doing is driving and somebody else is surfing. So this allows me to stand on the platform, remove and install, knocked off about a minute worth of install time. So this strap just goes, obviously it hooks onto the tie down and goes all the way down, and I had them go all the way behind the hinge, so it's completely pulling up and into the platform right here. The function of it just hasn't changed much. You can see the heat molded plate, mounting plate that goes against the stern. This starts out as a 1-inch thick plastic. This is just a reinforcing block for the support. The latch, which will be thicker, I found when I go in reverse that this will actually bend out, so I'm going to redesign this. But the latch just pulls up. The mechanism goes out and locks into place. You flip up, get that back, you just flip that up, and this has just a little stop that comes up and holds it in place. This is the turnbuckle that allows adjustment, which is what I found to be fairly critical. It does move around, you know, there is some flexibility to it, but when you have the full pressure of the water against the whole face of the plate, it's all one force and it's very sturdy. It goes up against the swim plate. You can see how I make the plastic goes right into the swim plate, or the swim platform, and holds it into place. Any torsion is supported by the bracket, the mounting bracket. Okay. The only issue that I see we could run into is the thickness between the stern and the swim platform itself, this thickness right here. You can see I've molded it with a power planer to fit real snug in mine. I tried putting it on my buddy's and it wouldn't fit in here because his platform is mounted just a little closer to the stern. And if you're handy with power tools, I would use a belt sander. You can actually take off the thickness down to where it'll fit in there nice and snug, or I think it would be just fine if it was a little loose. So obviously to take it off, you just take the strap off. Like I said, this one's fairly snug. I just wiggle it back and forth. The whole thing slides right out. It doesn't float, but it doesn't sink. It will start sinking after a while, but I wouldn't let go of it, but it doesn't go right to the bottom. It doesn't leave any marks. This mark is from me R&D in it and making some changes, but it doesn't mark it up whatsoever that I've found. These holes won't be here. That is from previous trial and error. You can see it has a step for the hole, where the step's in the hole, so it fits a little snug, and you can see how it's curved around. These cuts won't be here. Again, that's just from me working on it and trying to figure out the best way. Some changes, other changes to it. This piece will be 1 inch to give it rigidity in the back, but this piece will be 3/4. The actual gate itself will be 3/4. So this is 1 inch, it'll be 3/4. This will cut down on costs significantly. I'm able to charge a lot less. I'll have shorter screws so they won't go through. You might be able to see them just a touch if the light hits it really good, but they won't be going through. Okay. I was talking about decreasing costs by me not having to cut this out and fit it perfectly onto the swim step and get rid of this this $12 stainless steel hinge and not have to fabricate this up. I can knock about 50 bucks off. So that's it. The only problem that I see, not problem, but issue that I have with them is they are cumbersome. I have enough compartments to be able to throw them in, but they don't fold up great. The only way to make it better would be figuring out a way to easily disconnect the hinges from the gate and leave this plate on the back. And I got to the point where I was running out of summer and I wanted to get them on the water, so I just left it as is. So, like I said, you can leave them on there. I've wakeboarded or I've wake surfed with them on. It does screw up the surface of the wake side a little bit, but if you're teaching people, it's not going to matter. At speeds, wakeboarding speeds, they're out of the water and it's not an issue whatsoever. So that's it. I hope that helps you out, and feel free to let me know if you have any more questions.